let me get in your vein. I'm like cocaine, baby, let me get in your brain. Don't nobody do it better, you drop the world insane. But if we crash out, just hope they remember your name. Money making you come, money letting me play. Throw it all on your body, just a part of the game. Taking shots of fireball, now I'm feeling the flame. What a motherfucking beast, but so easy to tame. Well, at least for me, I got on watching, spotting all my profits. Say I said that you be mine, girl, I'm something like a prophet. Got the body of a goddess, so much more than a nothing. Matter of fact, girl, your prices, don't worry about deposits, cause I got it, but you can make me famous.
What up, my peoples?
Hello, hello.
First of all, let me tell y'all something real quick. It's my boo-boo birthday.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday, boo. I had to make that known first of all. But today we're gonna talk about intimacy. So I'm gonna let my birthday girl talk to us a little bit about intimacy first. Because then we're gonna get to the real nitty-gritty.
So thank y'all for tuning in again. I'm sure that y'all won't see this today, so I'll just tell y'all in case y'all want to remember for next year. Today, the day we're recording is March 20th, which is my birthday. I'm Tika, this is my husband Greg, and this is Getting to Know Marriage. So, intimacy. According to the dictionary, intimacy basically means closeness, close relationship, closeness, being able to do things together. Closeness, no matter what you look at in the dictionary, it continues to say closeness. That's why I keep getting stuck, because it doesn't say any other word. Close relationships, close activity, it just talks about closeness as it pertains to intimacy. So, in my opinion, when you look at intimacy, there is no way to really look at it in terms of a relationship where you can spend the majority of, or a lot of your time apart. A lot of people feel like intimacy and sex is the same thing, but is that the case? I would say no. I would say no, because in order to have intimacy, you have to take time, you have to actually put in work to build that closeness. Sex, you can just walk up to somebody, I mean legit, you can walk up to somebody and just have sex with them. You don't have to know them from Adam or Eve, you just do what you do. When you talk about intimacy, in order to become close with a person, you really have to know them. You really have to put in time. You really have to put in work. So there's that first phase where you have to observe and learn. You have to learn the person that you're trying to become intimate with. And then once you learn that, then you have to put that stuff into action so the person can feel it, and then you kind of just draw closer and closer over the course of time, because you're doing things that causes you to become one almost.
That's right. Now, I ain't gonna say a man's point of view. This is my point of view. When I think of the word intimacy, I didn't think about all that.
Okay.
Just closeness and how you put it.
Sure.
When I think of intimacy, I think of making love. Point blank. That's me. That's my intimacy. And like you said, it ain't like sex. It's just intimacy is like when you can hold somebody, like you said, close, and just feel the energy. You know what I'm saying? That's intimacy. You ain't gotta be penetrating or none of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can just be hugging them, holding them, and you feel the energy.
Right.
But when you do the penetration, boy, then it's just.
And that's a good point. Like you said, making love. Again,
Making love.
That's close relationship. That's very different from sex. And you made it a point to say without penetration. So I know y'all are probably thinking, even for this video, this is who we are. So being able to sit next to that person that you're being intimate with or making love with, touching that person, knowing their smell, kind of knowing their spot, where to touch them, where to rub them. I have
y'all being intimate right now.
Right at this moment. Whatever it is, I posted a little video on Instagram and Facebook a while ago, but today I turned 41. I have 3 children and 3 grandchildren. In addition to, I am insulin dependent diabetic. So I put insulin in my stomach. I do have a pudgy stomach no matter what. If I gain weight, I look like I'm 8 months pregnant. If I lose weight, I look like I'm 2 months pregnant. However, I used to feel some type of way about that or feel like I wanted to hide it or put away, but because of the intimacy that we have, my husband has made that a very intimate thing for me. So he touches, he rubs, and I am so happy to have my belly on. I don't know what I would do without it because he wouldn't be able to play with it. You know, that's very intimate.
Hey, let me tell y'all something real quick though. I'm laying in the bed, I'm chilling, right? I'm chilling. We ain't got no loud noise on, so we laying down and I'm laying on her belly. I got my ear to her belly. It's like being at the beach almost. Because when you put your ear to somebody's belly, skin to skin, it's like you just hear all kind of stuff going on. You think about it. You hear all kind of stuff. You like, you hear all that kind of stuff. And believe it or not, it's soothing, you know, and it's soft. It's soft. And it feels so good, you know. So that's my intimate spot right there.
And when you think about intimacy, I feel like once you become intimate with a person, it does two things. One, it causes that person to long for it even more. And then the other thing it does is it puts pressure on you to continue, you know, to do that, which is an amazing thing because that's what builds your relationship. We have been together for almost 3 years now. And I say this a lot, but today, to me, today is the same as it was the very first day that I met him. We are super intimate all the time. And again, we're not talking about sex, we're not talking about penetration, but we are super intimate. Yes, we spend a lot of time together.
Talking about belly rub.
We work together, we live together. You know, we do 90.
We even sleep together.
Can you believe it? We sleep together. Thanks for including everything. That was important. But we do so much together. And a lot of times people will say, oh my goodness, how I would be able to do that. How can you spend so much time with somebody? Because we are super intimate. And when you become so close to somebody, that's where the two shall become one comes into place. Because we are two individuals, but we're so close knit that it feels like we're one and the same.
That's true. Now I'm gonna tell you the only time I'm not intimate is when we take a shower and she turned the water on 5,000, and I got to get out. I can't stand it. I don't see how she do it. That water be on 5,000. I stick my arm, I open the shower up, and she in there now. I stick my arm in there. Dang, girl, hey, you by yourself.
Well, what do? We work it out.
Yeah, we work it out.
We work it out. We can adjust the temperatures just so he come in there with me.
It's gonna be rough.
But you know, some of the things people think like, okay, that's the difference too with intimacy. That definitely doesn't take any time and any money. I mean, I'm sorry, not any time, but it doesn't take planning. Right. It doesn't take any planning and it doesn't take any money. So if my husband is talking to me and I'm, you know, kind of just listening and just being there attentive, giving him eye contact so he knows that I care about what he's talking about. Y'all know, y'all watch me on this station every time, and when he talks, I'm here with it. I need to know all of that. And I'm very interested in it. I'm for real though. And then look at him. He's so cute. Look at his smile. Okay. Okay. But anything you can think of. One thing my husband likes to do is if he does come home from work after I do, or if he's out, he always calls me and asks me, do I want anything before he comes in? That's intimacy. Checking on me, making sure I'm good. Do you want something to drink, a snack, a meal, anything? Always thinking about me. And those are things to me that causes the sex to be even better. Because intimacy exists, so it's like he said, that energy once you do get to sex or penetration, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I was about to say something, boy.
What you about to say?
When you get to that point, it's just like you just fall in.
In real life.
In real life, you just fall in like, whew, I'm supposed to be in here.
This is home.
This home, boss.
This is home. And that's the thing that keeps your relationship solid. On a more serious note, intimacy is what keeps your relationship solid. Intimacy is very different. We keep saying it, but very different from sex. You can have amazing sex, but sex cannot save your relationship.
It sure can.
Intimacy can hold it down for you. One of the things we were talking about the other day, even looking at intimacy, was on our days off. So we have Sundays and Mondays off instead of Saturday and Sunday.
Keep talking.
We have Sundays and Mondays off. So generally on Sundays, we're at home doing our family thing. On Mondays, it's our time. Kids are at school. Everybody else is at work. So we get to do what we want to do. We hang out.
Walk around butt naked.
If y'all notice, he mentions that on almost every episode.
Butt naked. If
But
y'all don't know that, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If y'all don't know that freedom, I'm so sorry.
Any moment you can.
But
But
again-
then when we do go out, one of the things that we were talking about is our appearance. So even if it's just Monday and we going to the grocery store, it's nice to make sure you have your hair cut. I have my hair done, You have one, even if it's a sweatsuit, a cute sweatsuit with some sneakers, that don't look like you was doing yard work in them. Why? Because intimacy leads you to, again, want to be close. And while you're out, even doing little errands, if your attention is focused on your spouse, how good they look, how cute they are, how handsome they are, how built they are, how that booty shaking them tights, whatever it is, that's all intimacy.
I'm gonna tell you, I'd be like, go ahead, but walk ahead of me. Go
You
ahead.
get
I got
telling
you.
no story.
I got you. I do that for 2 reasons. I do that to look at the booty. I let you see that thing. You know how they do. But I do that too because I like to see other guys looking. If I'm back at a far enough distance, they won't think we're together. You know what I'm saying? And they be watching, they be looking. I be like, it's all me, brother. I like it, don't you? Good, don't you?
And this is me all the time. I can't help it, y'all. It's the intimacy. It makes me smile. It makes me happy. He smiles, he's happy, it works. And again, it keeps your relationship. So when we do, because again, we're not perfect. So when we have our rough moments or our rough days, it's the thought that we're missing. For me, it's the thought of all of the intimacy that I'm missing that really, really gets to me. Because then I'm like, oh my God, he would have been right here and he could have hugged me and he would have kissed me on my forehead and he didn't even ask me, do I want juice from the store? So it's the intimacy that I miss when we have those moments. And again, to me, it's the intimacy that keeps us.
That's right.
So what we're going to do, guys, I want y'all to keep watching. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of spin off a little bit into more in depth about, just opening up, being open with your spouse when it comes to intimacy as well as sex, that is so very important. That's a whole person of having somebody else that's on a different level. My thing, I used to say this all the time, but I challenge people to think, if you're going to carry somebody's last name, there should be something different about you. So if you're in a relationship with a man or a woman, or you're a male or female, and you feel like any other female in the room or any other male in the room, that's a whole problem. That's a whole problem. Like, no matter how long you have been together, no matter where you are, you should always feel like, I know I stand out. I don't care what happened. If I look around, I know who got my back. I know what's going on. I know who belongs to me, or I know who I belong to. Because you feel special. You stand out. You feel like I'm that one. It doesn't matter who's looking at my husband, as handsome as he is, as fun-loving as his personality is, which I like to call flirtatious. It doesn't matter to me. It does not matter.
Who flirted?
Mr. Gregory. It's not on purpose, baby. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Because at the end of the day, I have zero concerns.
It ain't on purpose.
At all. It's not on
It's
purpose.
not on purpose.
He's very flirtatious. It's okay. Remember, I told you that. My dad is flirtatious. My brother is flirtatious. So it works for me because, again, I know who I am. I know how special I am to him. And I know how he treats me every day.
And I'm going to say this, too. Think about it like this. If we out and she has that attitude towards me, so now I can talk to any female that I want to talk to. You feel what I'm saying? I can talk to anybody. And a lot of people that may not, well, let me rephrase that. The people that see the level that we're on, they have much respect because they can see that I'm not like, oh, I can't talk to her.
Right.
That's a girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because a lot of people are like that in relationships. They be too scared to talk to somebody of the opposite race. Of the opposite sex when they're with their partner. But when we can freely move about in the room and chit chat with any and everybody, and then we come back together and people know that we are together,
Right.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So please find a way to incorporate, if you are not already, incorporate intimacy in your relationship. Start working on, while y'all are waiting for our next video, start working on what's important to you, what's important to your spouse, and making sure that you give time to those things. Start observing, if nothing more. Just start watching things that are important, things that count, things that make your spouse smile, and find out how you can incorporate that into your relationship, because intimacy is what's gonna keep you.
And one thing I like too about my wife is she watches me. You know what I'm saying? When I say she watch me, she watch what I got on. You know, she watch what I watch on TV. She see what I watch. She see who I like. She see who I listen to. You know, she'll look at my phone and see what artists I'm listening to, or she'll see the type of shoes that I like to wear, or a type of pants that I like to wear. She'll go out and buy it without me knowing. You know what I'm saying? Because she know me. She watch me. You know, she looks. So, and little stuff like that is actually big, because you know they watch you, they pay attention to you. You want somebody that's gonna pay attention to you. That's the whole point of having a partner. Y'all pay attention to each other, give each other that time,
Right.
that intimacy.
And so before we go, I will show y'all my birthday present from my husband, because it's so appropriate for this show. So, this is a butterfly with purple stones in it. And it's very, very important and special to me, intimacy,
I never seen it before.
because again, it was so random. He got it a little bit before my birthday. And
wait.
he said he was so excited that he couldn't wait to give it to me. But the thing that made it so special is because, number one, it's a butterfly. A butterfly is my absolute favorite animal. Just for many different reasons, and maybe we'll talk about that. But a butterfly is my absolute favorite, and purple is my favorite color. So he took his time after work one day on a random day. Yes, it was close to my birthday, but out looking, and he brought it home and showed my children, and asked them, like, do you know your mom's favorite animal? Do you know your mom's favorite color? Again, called my mom on the phone to show her. So little details, little things that make it all that much more personal. He could have had a pocket full of money and just went to the store like, okay, let me get that for my wife. And I would have appreciated it just the same. But the fact that he included my mother, the fact that he included my children, the fact that it was so special to him that he couldn't even wait, and it's my favorite color and my favorite animal. Honey, y'all better work on intimacy.
It was wonderful that night. There was some butterflies coming out the cocoon that night. It was great.
So thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all keep watching. I'm sorry.
Yeah, keep watching.
Oh.
Make sure y'all tune in to Getting to Know Marriage on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Go check out our previous videos. We got a bunch of them out there.
We have
Check
a
'em out.
website
We
now,
got the-
gettingtoknowmarriage.com. And remember our book,
www.
Getting to Know Marriage. So
That's
you
right.
can't forget, guys. Thank
Check
y'all
out
for
the book.
tuning in.
And check out our shirts too. We got our shirts online. Let's get it.